headed to Middlebury, Coachman this time to pick up a travel trailer, and it's going up to Madison, Wisconsin. So it is the end of the month, so we should get busy. Typically, they want to get a bunch of the units moved at the end of the month. But as of right now, this is the only load that I have. Yeah, so end of the month though, I think I'll probably be able to get a load or two more this week. I'm not going to be able to run late in the week. We're going on a little vacation for my wife's birthday. And yeah, so I'm going to run today. Hopefully I'll have a load tomorrow. And then I think I'm going to try for that load. If I can get one up by Madison on Thursday, I can make a little bit extra money that way. So there was loads going to a dealership in Missouri that we deal with. I've never been there. It is a higher paying load. It's like $1,100. But the deadhead, I looked it up. It was all fifth wheels, and I don't have my fifth wheel hitch installed yet. Hopefully soon. Because I did consider doing one of those today, because I don't have to be back at like any certain time. But I looked at the deadhead, and it would be, even though it's $1,100, it would be a lot of deadhead. Because picking up in Indiana really isn't on the way from where I'm coming from. So I would have to deadhead 2 to 2.5 hours, depending on traffic, to Indiana to pick up the camper. And then it was like, I think about an 8-hour drive with the camper to the dealership in Missouri. And then it's like 7 hours back home. So just a lot of deadhead. I guess if there was nothing else, then it wouldn't be the end of the world. But I mean, I could do it and still make money. But that would be one where I would probably, for sure, well, yeah, there's no way I could do that in one shift. So I would be looking at a situation where I'm either getting a hotel or I'm sleeping in my truck. And then fuel-wise, probably minimum 2 full tank. I would say probably $250 in fuel for that run. Right off the top of that $1,100. So really you're at like $850, and then if I have to spend about $100 on a hotel because I don't have my truck set up for sleeping. I mean, I could throw a pillow in there, I'd be fine, but you know, and then you're talking potentially food out on the road. I think at the end of the day, I would probably make about $700 on that over the course of 2 days. So I mean, I'm still making money, but wouldn't be the profits that I'm used to, I guess. So if the dealership was like on the way to Indiana, then and you could take off 2 of that 8 hours, then it, you know, and then it wouldn't be so bad. But the running over to Indiana, then running back west, and then having that far deadhead, because I thought about, well, if I could run out there if it's on the way and then come back through Indiana and pick up a camper, but it wouldn't be on the way. So because then it would be worth my time. If I had to spend like one night, I could, if it was on the way and I could run out, pick up a camper, go there, come right back through Indiana, pick up a camper, and keep going north the next day, then I would say, because then you could probably, you know, end up in like the 16 to 1800 range in 2 days. That wouldn't be bad. But and then only one night out would be fine. But just the way that it would take to get there and back, it just didn't. I mean, if I have to one day, I'll do that run. Like if there's a load that needs to be delivered out there, but yeah, it's not ideal. So I obviously, because I don't have a fifth wheel and I didn't want to do that, I passed on those ones. But I got this one going up to Madison. Obviously pays a lot less at $560. Oh man, obviously, but I'm going to be able to. I left this morning. I hit a ton of traffic this morning. And then, so I'm not going to get to Indiana to pick up the camper until about 10 a.m. Chicago time. I think it's about a 4-hour run. So if I roll out of Indiana about 10:30 Chicago time, I should be up to Madison about 2:30. Should put me home 5:30. So not too bad. And then, like I said, hopefully I'll have a run for tomorrow. And then if I can get another Madison run on Thursday, that would be ideal. Even if I get something that's going a little bit north of where I'm going, that wouldn't be the end of the world because I'm going to the Dells. So even if I get a run where I can drop my family off at the hotel, get them all checked in, then I could run up and deliver. That would be fine too. You know, maybe grab lunch and then keep going and come back, just to make a little bit extra money. But Madison would be ideal because I pretty much go right past it to get to where I'm going. So, you know, it's not a super high paying one, but at $560, it would, you know, more than pay for the gas, pay for some of the hotel and stuff like that. So that'd be cool. I don't know what size camper I'm getting. I didn't look, but we'll see when we get there. I'll do a quick video. One thing I did a little different though this time was I use Waze for my GPS, and there's a couple of reasons I use Waze. So I like Waze. I think it's real simple. It looks good on the screen, like it's easy to read when it connects to Apple CarPlay. I like it because it tells you where the police officers are most of the time, and people will, it's interactive, so when you drive by, it'll ask you, is the cop still there? You push yes. It'll tell you if there's a pothole. So I like all that, or it'll have real-time updates. So if you have an accident, it's gonna let you know. It turns red on the screen, so you kind of know what you're coming into. So that's why I like using Waze. I may end up having to do something a little bit different when I start pulling fifth wheels, just because of low-hanging bridges. I might download an app for RV GPSs, but for right now I'm going to use Waze. But one of the things that they allow you to do is click on routes. I was going to click no tolls. I thought I had to turn it off, and there is a way that you can activate no tolls so it doesn't bring you, but I want to be able to look, because I don't want to just activate no tolls and have it add a ton of time, because time, at the end of the day, time is money. So if I'm going to save $10, but it's going to add 45 minutes, that's not worth it. So what it did was it gave me 3 options, and it told me how much I was going to pay in tolls on each option and how long each option was going to take. So there was a no toll option to Indiana for my deadhead, but instead of I think it was 2 hours and 21 minutes with the highest toll, 2 hours and 22 minutes, and I saved almost $2 to add that extra minute. And then the last one was just shy of 3 hours for no tolls. So I chose to spend, it was $9.50 on tolls, and it was the second quickest route. So I saved $1.50, and it was only adding a minute. So I think that's good, obviously. But to take 3 hours to save the to add almost an extra hour, call it 40 minutes to save the $10, that to me wasn't worth it. But I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to look at all my options, see what it adds, and then I can kind of decipher, the savings. And sometimes it's going to depend on what I got going on for the day. If I got to rush home, tomorrow I got to be home at a good time. So if I got to rush home, then I may just have to bite the bullet and pay the extra money in tolls, even if it's considerably more. But if I don't have to rush home and I can kind of play with the time and figure out where I can save some money, then I think that's smart. I'm very rarely am I in a situation where I'm going to run out of drive time. So usually that's not going to factor in, because I can usually make it home no problem. Now, if I'm running some of the longer loads, then I'm probably going to have to factor that in. But for the most part, the 99% of the loads I run, my 11-hour drive is no problem. So I won't have to really worry about the tolls. So yeah, I'm gonna basically start doing that. I don't know, I guess in the comments if someone wants to throw it in there, especially if like you're an RV transporter or you have a fifth wheel RV and you use a specific app that's targeted towards towing RVs or travel trailers, because I know like there's apps out there that'll make sure you don't end up under like a low bridge or anything. Let me know what you're using in the comments if you can, because I'm going to start researching that, because I should be pulling fifth wheels really soon, and I've never had to worry about that before. My personal trailer is a travel trailer, so I really don't have to worry about tolls or bridges, but like I said, I'm also looking at possibly getting a fifth wheel for my personal camper. I just got to figure out what I want to do, like if I want to rent out my camper or try to trade it in or whatever, so I got to figure that out. But I would like to get into a fifth wheel for my personal use, just because everything that I know, they tow a lot better from what I hear, and that would be kind of nice, because right now I got a 37-foot travel trailer, and it does catch the wind a lot and stuff like that. So but yeah, that's all I really got for this part of the video. Like I said, I'll see what I get when I get there. Hopefully it'll be a quick find. Sometimes at Coachmen it can be not so quick. I am going to have to start doing a better job inspecting the trailers. I've done a better job myself looking over the trailers, but I need to do a better job documenting it. Like I take my quick video, but I think I'm going to start taking like a number of pictures. I got to figure out how many I want to take, like at least one on each side of the camper, and then, you know, maybe, I don't know, a few others here and there, especially like the front, because I guess there's been a lot of damage to the campers, not necessarily me, but just it's been brought up, and you know, they're thinking about potentially having that come back on the drivers, and obviously I don't want to be paying that deductible all the time, so I gotta cover myself. We got some different ways we're gonna do it, but I have a mud flap behind each tire, and then I have a full mud flap underneath my bumper, so I don't believe that my truck is throwing any damage back at the campers, but you know, like a month or so ago we had that issue where I delivered a camper. They inspected it, signed off on it, said it was good, and then a few days later, after they washed it, they said they found damage on it. The pictures that they had during the drop-off inspection, you couldn't see any damage on the camper. Even when you looked at the area that had the dent, you couldn't see it at all. So I don't know if it was there or if it got maybe damaged during cleaning, who knows, and someone just didn't want to say anything about it, but technically they're signing off on the inspection, so you know, you could probably push back at they signed off on the, you know, the BOL and saying it's good, but at the same time, you know, you don't want to argue that either, so got to keep the relationship good. But it's just a lot of finger pointing, like manufacturer doesn't want to have to pay for it, dealership doesn't want to have to pay for it, obviously transport company doesn't want to have to pay for it, and the drivers don't want to have to pay for it, so, but somebody has to pay for the damage. You know, if there's dents on the front of the camper, they pretty much have to take the full diamond plate or whatever is up there off and, you know, replace it, so that there's a significant cost to it. But it's just part of the industry. Like, you know, anytime you're towing something, there's always going to be, you know, opportunity for damage. But try to minimize it as much as you can, especially when it comes down to paying for it. You know, we really don't, us as drivers really don't make enough money as it is to be able to afford the $1,000 deductible and stuff. So I would like to avoid that if I can, but we'll see what happens. Go from there. So maybe that's something somebody can also leave in the comments. Like if you're in RV transport, you've been doing it a long time, things that you found to avoid, you know, damage, as well as like document the condition of the trailer. You know, if it's just simply taking pictures, putting them in a folder on your phone, or whatever, like, you know, maybe leave that in the comments. Let me know what you're doing. If you've had to pay for a lot of damage, throw that in the comments so we can see. I think that's, you know, probably part of RV transport that doesn't get talked about a lot. So maybe we can talk about that a little bit in the comments and see, you know, what people think or what their experiences have been. But yeah, that'll be it for right now. And like I said, we'll see what the camper looks like when we get there. Hopefully we find it quickly and get on the road so we can have a quick shift today. All right, I'm here at Coachman trying to find my trailer. It is super muddy. You can see that guy, he works here, is just bringing trailers to the lot. I think I'm in the right lot. I'm seeing a lot of the similar numbers to what I'm looking for. There it is. I was right, dang it. It was literally right next to the one that guy just dropped off, right up. I mean, I can't even walk next to it. It's so tight in there. I got a guy behind me wanting to drop a trailer off. So let's see what he... It's really busy in here right now. They've got a ton of trailers. They're just moving them. It's a bit like they must be getting ready for the season. It's super, there's a lot of trailers just everywhere. I knew it was gonna be muddy, but I didn't know it was gonna be this muddy. I almost need four-wheel drive in some spots of this parking lot just to get around. So, yeah, it's rough. All right, I'm gonna jump out. I'll see if I can show a little bit about the parking lot as I'm pulling out. You can see how nasty it is. All right, just doing a quick video here of the trailer I'm picking up. Let's see if I can see any weight. Looks like 8,300. I don't see the length. Oh, here we go. Oh no, dry weight 7,111. 32 foot 6 inches overall. Got a slide here. Just trying to give it a quick once over. I'm gonna do a better inspection when I get out. Looks like this is maybe bowing a little bit. Tires look good. Caps on. I can't really get to the other side right now, so I'm gonna have to pull this thing out and inspect it a little better. I don't see any damage down the front here. It all looks good. I'm gonna do another video, like I said, I think when I get out on the road or something, because it's so muddy. You can see I'm gonna slip and fall and ruin my shoes. I got really tight over there. I can't even get in there, so I'm gonna get this thing out and then inspect it a little bit better. The battery turned on. But yeah, it's nasty in here. You can see I almost slipped and fell a few times. My shoes were freaking ruined. But it's nasty in here. I'll tell you what though, if you pick up at like Jayco and you come to Coachman, you'll definitely appreciate picking up at Jayco. They have like a gravel lot that's in pretty good shape for the most part. Whereas this is just a mud lot. And the entrance to the parking lot, I think I'm gonna try to go out a different way. Because the entrance that I came in was really muddy. Like I almost needed four-wheel drive to get in. So I think I'm gonna try to go out a different way because I sunk like 6 inches in the mud. And I don't wanna sink. I mean, I could put it in four-wheel drive, but I can't really see too well, I guess. The parking lot, let me see if I can raise this up a little bit. There we go. Now you can see a little bit better. But yeah, it's super busy. They're transferring trailers over to these lots like nonstop. They're running out of places to put them. Yeah, I'm getting, so you can see he's in the mud over there. He's probably, he might be four-wheel drive. But It's nasty. I don't know how deep this puddle is gonna be. We'll see. Hopefully not too bad. Gotta get out of here. Yeah, I think I can get out over here a little bit easier than where I came in at, because like I said, I sunk really nasty when I was coming in. And I gotta put on the sheet here that it's muddy and stuff, so I'm gonna do the best inspection I can, but yeah, it's pretty gross in here today. Luckily I was able to find the trailer fairly quickly, which helped. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit, it's not as muddy over here. I'm gonna jump out and do a little better inspection, lock up the trailer, just finish up what I got going on, fill out the paperwork, and then I'll get on the road, headed to Madison with this unit. Alright, so first thing I noticed, this service door doesn't lock on this side. This is bowed out a little bit here. A little bit scratched up. Just trying to do a good inspection in case so that nothing can come back. It's a little bit scratched up on the bumper there. It's got some scratches up top. Everything on this side so far, nothing's really jumping out at me. This just looks like some extra caulk. See if this door, yeah, this door doesn't latch either. You can see. I don't see any dents on the front of it though. Seems okay. There's just some caulk and stuff. It's a little bit dirty, I guess you could say. Let's see where the keys are. The door is open here for the bedroom. I always check those because you never know if it's going to be swinging around. That door is unlocked. Keys were not right inside of it. I don't see the keys here. Sometimes they have them on the fire extinguisher. I don't see that. So I got bunk beds there. Little kitchenette. Everything looks good. Bathroom's back here, I think. I gotta find these keys though. The trim here is damaged. Let's see. Caulk coming out the bottom there. So maybe they put the keys in the hot water. They're there. Got them. Alright, I'm gonna get this locked up and get on the road. I gotta fill out that inspection sheet and just show all the little damage I found on it. Okay, I got that trailer dropped off up in Madison. Everything went well. I pointed out the issues I noticed, and he said he was going to be able to just put that back on the manufacturer, so should be good there. I did just end up stopping for fuel. I lost a lot of time, so I was going to stop at, I think it's like a TA that's right outside the dealership that I usually go to, but it's kind of like time consuming that access. You have to cross the road at the light and then go down a side road, and I feel like it adds a lot of time just trying to get in and out of there. So I decided to kind of put that off, and also fuel was cheaper at a Speedway on the way home. So I figured, okay, if I make it to there, I can get it for, I knew I was going to be filling up because I was down to like 13% or 15% fuel, so I knew I was going to put in a decent amount of fuel in. So I figured if I could save, I think it was like 7 cents a gallon going to the Speedway, I figured, it was at least a few bucks. So I did that. I made it to the Speedway, but when I got there, that one was, I think, right in Madison. And 2 of the 4 pumps at the truck lanes were out. So there was like a long line $2.98 a gallon, and it was normally like $3.55, so it was like almost 60 cents a gallon off, which is pretty good. But I decided I would go over to the Pilot that I saw coming in. My fuel card doesn't work there, but I figured I would just pay full price so I didn't have to wait. And I was going to go over to the Pilot. I had to stop and use the bathroom. There was a Menards, so I ran in there. And then when I came out, I saw the Pilot was like $4.25 a gallon, so it was going to be like almost $1.30 a gallon more. And I knew I was going to be putting in 40 plus gallons, so I figured that's a big difference. That's like $50, so maybe even more than $50. So I was going to go to a Mobil. It was like, I don't know, $3.55, so still would have been about 60 cents a gallon more than the Speedway with my fuel discount. So I just decided I'll run to Starbucks, grab a coffee, wait in line, save the money. Save the money on fuel, and I was getting a headache anyway, so I figured Starbucks, some caffeine might help me out there. Well, of course, the line wasn't long getting coffee, but I don't know what the person in front of me ordered, but I think I sat there for 10 minutes. But by the time I got over to the Speedway again, there was a lane open. I jumped in there, started filling up. So I did end up getting fuel for the $2.98, which is nice. Saves quite a bit of money. Because I did end up pumping, I think, like 41 gallons. So, you know, compared to the Pilot, it's over $50 in savings. Of course, I spent, $5 or $6 on the coffee, but I'd rather spend it on a coffee than just throw it in the gas tank. So, did that, got that done. Had a little issue on the way up. When I was leaving Indiana, leaving Coachman, I had programmed that I wanted to take no tolls, and that's what I clicked on, and somehow you can see I'm going on a toll now. I did not hit that on the GPS on the way home, but on the way there I did hit no tolls, and somehow I still ended up hitting tolls. So over the route that I chose was supposed to have no tolls. It was supposed to add some time, and I don't know if it redirected me. I don't think I missed a turn, so I don't know what happened there. I'm gonna have to pay more attention to that, because I did end up hitting tolls. I think that the toll that probably the one I just went under coming into Illinois, I think that's like an $18 toll when you have a trailer on. So I was trying to avoid that if I could, but yeah, it didn't work out. So like I said, I don't know what happened, but I definitely clicked the no toll route because I saw the time change and it added, I think it was like 35 minutes to my drive. But I was okay with it because I think I was going to save $20-something. Yeah, it didn't work out that way. And then I ended up hitting a ton of traffic coming into Chicago. I don't know. I didn't see anything, but I'm guessing there must have been an accident they cleaned up because I sat there in stop-and-go traffic for about a half hour. So I ended up being a little bit longer day. Could have avoided about 25-30 minutes of it if I would have just stopped for fuel in Madison, but it's alright, I got my coffee. I'll be getting home probably, I think like 6:15. I left the house, I went to the gym, so I left about 7:45 from my hometown. So about 10 hours, maybe 10 and a half, depends on if I hit any traffic on the way home. This load pays $5.60, so not a record breaker by any means, but again, I hit some traffic and dealing with the mud at Coachman probably lost a little bit of time there, and then I probably won't ever stop for fuel in Madison like that again at the Speedway because it was a little bit off the main road, and then it was just a really congested, busy area, so probably not worth. I could have stopped somewhere else and paid 5 or 7 cents a gallon more, and it would have made more sense, but lesson learned on that one. And when you've been doing this, like, I'm not gonna say I've been doing it a while, but I do a lot of loads. I'm nearing in on 50 loads, which most people probably do that in a year. So you kind of figure out where it's convenient and like what fuel stops you like. And I know there's like a TA right when I cross into Wisconsin from Illinois, when I'm headed up to like the Madison area, that I like to stop there. There's a lot of truck lanes. Usually there's one open. You don't oftentimes have to wait. You know, and it's easy to get to right off the highway and stuff. So I'll probably stick to that fuel stop when I'm coming up this way, or the one that's literally right outside the dealership that I said's a little bit longer route to get to, like down the side road, but still nowhere near getting off, you know, in Madison there. So yeah, I'll just plan on probably stopping at one of those too, even if it's a few cents a gallon more. I was kind of excited to see it for under $3 a gallon, to be honest. And that's probably, you know, one of my main reasons for stopping there was just the fact that it was the cheapest one on my route home. You know, and when you're doing any kind of transport and you're spending your own money on fuel, like anything you can do to save a little bit of money here or there, you know, obviously it's money back in your pocket. So, but sometimes you just gotta weigh out the time, how much is your time worth, and kind of figure it out that way. So, tomorrow I am gonna have a load. I'll be going to Sheboygan, so I gotta go back to Coachman, pick up a trailer, go up to Sheboygan. I'm gonna have to leave a little bit earlier because I do have to get home at a decent time. But I don't know what unit I'm grabbing yet. I'll have to look at that. I don't know if it's a big one or a small one or whatever, but we'll kind of play it by ear, see what I'm getting. And I probably won't do the avoid tolls tomorrow because I do have to be home at a certain time. So we'll kind of figure that out. But for now, at least I have a load for tomorrow, and then I'm going to try to get one going to Madison for Thursday if I can. Won't be a great week because it'll be 3, you know, medium loads where they're just like Sheboygan's 570, Madison's 560. So if I do 3 of those, you're looking at, let's see, $1,690 for the week. It's not terrible, but like I said, it's not, you know, I like to squeeze in like a 700 plus load for the week, especially if you're only doing like 3 loads, because, you know, obviously you can up your gross a little bit there. But coming into this week, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to run any loads, so because of my mom being on vacation, not being able to watch my kids, and then me being on vacation late in the week. So the fact that I'll be able to make 1,600 plus if I can get that load on Thursday would be good. I think that's ideal. So see if I can get that load. If not, I'll look and see if there's another route that I can go, even if it's a little past where I'm going for vacation. I can, like I said, I can always drop my family off and then keep going, drop it, and come back. So I'll kind of figure that out so I can talk to my dispatcher and you know, hey, if you don't have Madison, do you have this, or this? Because that, you know, that'll work out good. That way, we've got some options. So that's it for this video. Nothing too eventful other than somehow my avoiding tolls got messed up.